Okay, guys, so we're recording this session this morning. I'm now started. So as you all can see on your screen, these are basically the steps that we're going to be taking to really and truly get you the results that we've been having. I mean, if you guys look at it month after month after month, as a matter of fact, let me pull that up. Let me pull up our results so far for the year. As you all can see on your screen there, this is the basics of what we're going to be doing week after week, day after day, training after training. And the simple reason is because this is really the basics of Forex trading. And this is all that I personally see that most people need to know to be able to get some fantastic results. And when I mean fantastic results, really and truly, if you just understand support, resistance, trend lines, and the retest, you apply that to the harmonic scanner, you're gonna be an amazing trader with some fantastic results. Why do I say that? It's because one of the things is this: with anything in life, you want to gauge everything based on some level of results, right? And what we have seen is that you follow these simple steps and you're going to be able to have some great results. The results that you're going to have is simply this. I mean, when you look at it, let me take you to the January. January did 161%. It was 10% on the first week, 76 on the second week, 29 on the third week, 26 on the fourth week, and 20% on the fifth week. February did 263. Sorry that this pick didn't have the breakdown of the weeks, but I could probably do it over next time. March was 175%. And this was January, February, March. Each month is well over 100% growth. Now, even if you have half the time available, or you have half of the ability to be consistent, or you're just half as focused, you should be able to get at least half of this results. And any 1 month, half of this results is well over 50% growth of your account. So this is January, this is February, this is March, and this is April. Now ask yourself this: what am I doing presently to be able to get me closer to getting these results on a monthly basis? The thing about it is that we teach you this simply because we see that it works. We teach you this because there's nothing more than Forex basics. What is Forex basics? Support, resistance, trend lines, the retest. You apply that to the harmonic scanner, and guess what? You have a winning combination that is going to give you this type of results. So let me share with everybody on the call, new, old, experienced, inexperienced. If you're not having this type of results, you need to pay attention to what we're about to do. What you want to do is apply all these things. And I mean, you could apply them to your scanner. You really don't need to go further than the harmonic scanner to be able to do this. Okay. Let me try that again. Not too sure why, but there we go. One of the first things that I do is, for those of you who are new to the scanner, this is the pattern that it gives you, and this is the RSI. It's a indicator that shows you the relative strength index. Guess what? I don't use it. I don't see the reason that you should be having to use it as well. If you understand these three things, support, resistance, trend lines, and the retest, you really don't need to use any indicator other than the harmonic scanner. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna look for one of these scans. This is all the brokers that are tied to the scanner. This is just one I'm using. It's Traders Way. Let me look for any particular pair. Let's say AUD USD. Right? This is how it comes up. Look. It's gonna come up like that. All I do is just find a free space like this, and I double click, and it hides the RSI. Why? Is because I don't need it. If you look at something, I'm gonna click and drag, and I can't move the screen up or down. It could only go side to side. All you need to do to give full maneuverability is just uncheck this auto in the bottom right hand corner. You'll be able to take it up, down, side, anywhere, right? Cool. With that, now, first thing you want to know is how to identify support and resistance. Now, what is support and resistance? Now, it's simple. Support and resistance, think about it like the roof above your head and basically the floor beneath your feet. Okay, let me take that out. Think about it like this. This is a level above you. And this is a level beneath you. And let me see if I could get. I'm gonna try to draw a little bit here, right? This is you. All right? If you're standing on this level, you could jump up and you could jump down, but you're basically having something to keep you up, right? This is like your support zone. Now, if you look above you, you have a level here, and this acts like your resistance zone. You could jump up, you could jump down. Every time you jump, you're gonna hit this point and you're gonna come down, right? Okay, I see somebody say hide it. I'm not too sure hide what. Okay, cool. And check this out. This is your support zone. And this is your resistance zone. Support is under, resistance is above. Let me know if you're following this so far. This is you. Let me put it this way. Let me change the colors. Nice. I'll do it like that. All right, guys. Interact with me via the chat box so I know that you're following. Anytime you see price in the market testing a particular point multiple times and going back up, this is what you consider to be a support zone. So every time you see something like this happening, price reaches a certain point and it goes up, that is support. 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 This is support. This is support. Anytime you see this happening, this is support. Reverse now, Anytime you see price hitting a level that is above and it's coming down, and you see it happening multiple times, this is resistance. Guys want a clear indication? Remember, you all have the IML Academy for it. So this is just me trying to break it down a little bit more for you all on the call this morning. This is support, this is resistance. Let me show you how you're going to apply support and resistance now. I'm just using this particular currency. No particular reason why, but this is what I'm doing. I'm just selecting anyone. Doesn't matter. That's the nice thing about it. You can trade anything. You can trade anything really once you understand support, resistance, trend lines. So remember the basics. Support is where price touches multiple times and it reverses in an upward direction. That is support. Resistance is where it's above you, it touches there, and it comes down. So I like the way I learned, the way I was able to learn it in the earlies is that the ceiling above my head, the roof above my head. If you're in a room right now, look up, you're gonna see a ceiling. It's typically where the light is mounted. You have a light above your head. If you jump, you're gonna hit your head, but you're gonna come back down. More than likely, you can't, jump through it. That is your resistance point. It is resisting you from going up. Your support now is the floor beneath you. You could stand on it, you could jump on it, and you have a platform where you could go up. So let's look at support and let's look at resistance. We're gonna keep it color coded, right? Red is gonna be for support, blue is gonna be for resistance. So in this example, I'm going to use this zone. Anywhere that you find support, you will also be able to find resistance. It happens over and over and over. So I'm going to use a box. And in this box, I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to make this box a bit white. A bit gray. Let me do it gray. What do y'all see in this area? You see that price is basically doing two things. It's either it's under it or it's above it, right? Now, support, remember what I told you all about support? Price hits a zone and it goes up. It hits the zone and it goes up. It hits the zone and it goes up. What are you all seeing here? Did price touch this zone, go up, 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 touch this zone, up, up, up. Y'all seeing these red arrows or should I put them black? Let me know. Now, this is another area of support too. As you can see, price touch went up. Now, this is support. This is what you want to consider to be support, right? Now, let me show you resistance. resistance there, and resistance there. Again, keeping in mind what happens at support, it goes up. So what happens at resistance? Price comes down. What, as you can see there, let me bring this here so you see. This is support and this is resistance, right? Let me know if you guys have any questions with that. Now, once you have the ability to identify support and resistance, what you want to do now is know that, hey, let me see if I could show you an next example of how support and resistance work. If we have enough data. Yeah, we do. If you guys look, if I go straight back all the way here for visual representation, let me just draw another zone. If you look at it, you can go all the way back and it is going to be relevant. Look at this zone. It matches up with this previous zone that we have here, right? But we have all these arrows drawn. And if you look at it, we have support, price came all the way down, it went up, price came down, it went all the way up, price came down, went up, 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 up. Check this out. We have resistance inside there now, right? And price went down twice. I'll just draw one arrow there, right? Now, this is the thing about it. You learn this and you'll be able to trade anything, anywhere, anytime. So I just kind of draw that for you guys to see. That is not just about this small zone only, but you could get it all the way back as well. Let me delete this one. Clear up our chart. So with you seeing that, I believe I could take this out so it's a bit clearer now. In the same zone, we have all of this happening. Now, this is support and resistance. Pretty simple. Okay, somebody asks, is there a minimum points to consider before you place a box for either resistance or support? Not really. You're gonna see it, and I'll show you how everything ties together, where you'll be able to see support, resistance, trend lines matching up. Now, the thing about it is this: with support and resistance, all right. Let me show you what is considered to be the next step. See, now we right here on this example, I'm going to show you what is a retest. So let me take this step by step with you all in this sense. I'm going to get a picture of that. And now I'm going to clear this up for you all. Now that we have identified the support zones, being the red zones, the resistance zones being the blue zones, I think I just, so, you know what, let me change this time zone so it matches up with our time. Okay, guys, so this is support, this is resistance. Let me clear this up so I can move on to the next thing I want to show you. I was taking out all those arrows. Oops. All right, that worked. I just wanted to take all the arrows from here. I could leave those there. Nice. So this is support and resistance. What you all want to do now is understand, hey, what is a retest? Well, a retest is this. A retest is where if you're if you're to go to the next level, right? I like to consider it like steps. Remember, this is you. For you to get to this step, to go to the next level, you need to do what? Let me put it like this. This is you. You're gonna climb some stairs, right? You need to walk up each one, right? What you need to do is be able to go like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? That's how you get upstairs, right? So the retest is this. The retest are all these points. Each point you see there is the retest. That is what you want to look at now. Once you can identify support and resistance, you're going to identify the retest. So just not to mix you all up, I'm going to move out this because now this line that was resistance, it just became support over here, right? And this line now becomes the resistance point. And then when you go up and you basically retest here, guess what? It's standing on this line now, right? It's standing on this level. So this area here becomes the resistance. This now becomes the support. When it goes up and it comes back down for the retest, this area now becomes support. This area becomes resistance. When this point goes up and comes down, guess what? It's standing. Oh my. It's standing on the line here. So this level now becomes support and this level now becomes resistance. So that is how it works. It's just a bunch of support and resistance happening over and over and over and over. You just want to learn to identify them. Simple stuff. If it's confusing to you now, don't worry. Just remember that you learn how to do this and you'll be able to earn more than 100% of your money on a monthly basis easily without forcing it. Because let me drop this in here, right? Those results are only based, like 90% of them are based just on us doing our calls with you, where we just, if you guys remember, we only spend 1 hour on a Monday night and 1 hour on a Wednesday night, and we have the ability to get all of this growth for the month. And 90% of your trades just come from those sessions. So imagine you just spend 1 hour, 2 days for the week to be able to find some trades, and you have the ability to earn over 100% of your money on a monthly basis. You know, that's crazy to think about it. 1 hour a day for 2 days for the week on average, right? To mark up, basically to find trades that the scanner gives to you. That is 2 hours a week for 4 weeks in a month. Some of the months we have 5 weeks, right? The week runs over. That's 10 hours for the month. and you have the ability to earn this. This is why you guys need to invest your time into learning it. Because when you learn it, that's all you need to invest. So now that you have your support, your resistance identified, you could have now be able to understand what is your retest. Let's look at what is the retest. The retest are all these points, right? This is just an example of a retest in a uptrending market. If you guys want to do a downtrending market, it is going to be the exact same thing, but coming down. So let me see if I'm not the best of artists, so don't judge me on that, but this is how it's going to be. Down, up, down. No, I'm doing that wrong. See, I have it in my head, but I need to get it. Out to you guys. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be. You have support being this top line, right? Support. When support becomes resistance, that is your retest. Resistance, 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 resistance. This line is so crappy. Let me try and do it over. But this is how the retest looks. Retest, drops, retest, drops, retest, drops, retest. Heat when it stops, drops, retest. Drops, retest, drops, right? So this is your retest. When your support zone becomes resistance in a downtrending market, this is your retest. So let me put that in there for you guys. Trend retest. Can I twist this? Oh, it doesn't give me the ability to angle it. I think. I'm not too sure. I don't know, but that's okay. As an uptrend retest, and this is a downtrend retest. Cool. Yeah. Price reversal zones. Price reversal zones are basically support and resistance. Price reversal zones, retest, support resistance, pullbacks, you're all gonna find them happening at support and resistance. This is why it's the basics of what we teach. Simply because your entries are gonna happen at support or resistance zones. Your pullbacks is gonna happen at support or resistance. Your retest is gonna happen at support or resistance. When we get to trend lines, you're gonna realize that that happens at support or resistance. Everything happens at support and resistance. This is why, again, this is recorded, and I'm not shy to say it. If you don't know support and resistance and you're trying to do indicators, you're wasting time. If you don't know support and resistance and you're trying to trade, you're wasting time. If you don't know support and resistance and you're in Forex, you're wasting time. If you're in Forex trading and you're not having results, it's because you don't know support and resistance. Simple as that. So let's move on. Now that you guys understand what the retest is, let me show you in the practical world, because it's not about just drawing illustrations. Let's show you actually what it is. So as you can see here, the market trending down. Cool. We found the area of support. How do we know this is an area of support? Well, one, most times when you see price stop, this is where it's really going to stop, at the area of support or resistance. Now, we wouldn't have all of this before, right? Like all of this, let's say all of this didn't happen before. Now, let me show you the benefit of the scanner after everything. That's why I use it. I can do all of this on a bear chart and be able to be successful, but the scanner is doing that for me. You realize price stop around this area here, between this red and this green line, right? Just using that as my marker. We see that we have what here? Between the red and the green line. We have, let me lighten it up. We have an area of support here as well, right? And we have an area of resistance right there. So this is support, this is resistance, this is support. Pretty cool, isn't it? If you go further back, you're gonna see, hey, what do we have between the red and the green line? Pretty much have the same thing, right? We have support, 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 support. We have somewhat resistance. Nothing big to say, but there was some reversals at this area. So price came down, it reversed up. Price came down, reverse up. Price came down, reverse up. Price came down, it reversed up. Price came down, guess what? It reversed up. It went up, it came down. So before it was coming down and going up, so it was reversing at this point. When it got below it, guess what? It started reversing in the opposite direction. When it went up, it now came down. So again, price reversal, support and resistance. If you want to have an easier way to think about it, think about price reversal. Don't try to figure out, well, okay, this is support and this is resistance. You could just look at the entire area as price reversal. If it's above it, you want it to reverse and go back up if it comes down. So if it's above, comes down, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. Comes down, it goes back up. For people who like support and resistance, it comes down, it finds support, it goes back up. Comes down, finds support, goes back up. Fine. That was support and resistance just now. Let's go back up to identifying the retest. Now that you see that price came down here, chances are, hey, it's gonna go back up. But we don't need to be chances are and theories are. Guess what? We have this tool telling us what to do, buy or sell. But just in this case, showing you guys what is support and resistance, what is trend lines, what is the retest. This is the retest. Follow this one with me, right? I'm gonna draw this out. It's black. You see price came down, went up, right? See price came down, it broke the level here, right? This is where it broke the level. It's no longer support. Broke through, it's now resistance. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you consider to be a retest, a pullback, anything. of that nature. Some people like to say a teacup. Teacup, pullback, retest, support, resistance is the same thing. Check this out. This point, retest. This point, some will say pullback. Some will say retest. Some will say whatever they want to see. But guess what? It's the same thing. Retest. Let me drop this in there. I'll do this one blackly just to keep it simple. This is your retest. Guess what? Look at it. Same thing here. Price came back up to this point. Check this out. Really and truly, this first point here, I'll put this arrow as green. This is really what you want to look at for yourself. All these other points, yeah, you could consider it as your retest, but this is what you're looking for. This break of the support in this zone here, as you see how it broke here, this was your entry. So you have support that became resistance. Now, check this out. You have resistance now. All of this is resistance, right? Check this out. When you come down and you have resistance that now becomes support. Don't you look at that? It's the same zone. Went up, came down. Went up, came down. Went up, came down. Let me delete that so it doesn't look too. Oh, no. I clicked the wrong damn button. But that's all right. It'll pop back up. You just do this up pretty quick again. I'll change the colors after. Yeah, this stuff happens. No worries. Oh man, it took off all. Anyhow, you guys, I hope you guys follow that. No, it won't undo it, you know. It will just take off. It'll take off the levels on the scanner. The scanner undo button. Remember, this scanner is printed based on whatever that they have on it. It's not really to do all this fancy artwork. It's to really just trade off of I'm just doing this for you all. I have the drawing tools, but if you undo, if you look at take profit 3 or 1, 2, or any one of those levels, you're going to see something. If I click undo, it's going to take off what this scanner has printed. That's the only thing that really is saved on it. Unless I actually click these buttons here and save it, which I didn't do, but oh well, let's move on, right? So we know support and resistance. The retest is simply this. Price broke down, went up, but you see where it broke through this level here? This is where you now start paying attention. Hey, this is your retest. Right there. I'm not gonna draw all the bunch of, actually I should, just to help out whoever. So that's your retest. Well, at least this is safe. Now, this was the trash can I was supposed to click, not this one. Don't click this one, right guys? It removes everything. So this was your retest, basically your retest, your pullback, whatever you want to call it. It gets back within the zone. It respects it. This is where you're looking for your sells, your buys, whatever. But everything is going to tie together. Remember, this is what we're looking at, right? We're looking at support and resistance. Trend lines, retest. So I did support and resistance. I'm doing the retest because it is kind of tying into what I'm doing here with support and resistance. Then we're going to go into the trend lines, right? So retest. Right, cool. Let me see if I could use an orange. That might show good. Might, I'm not too sure. No. Black. Yeah, black always shows good. Now, when you have this, if you look here, price didn't go all the way back down, but it came up, retested, up, down. I'm just gonna do this whole here, retested, right? That's your retest, and guess what? It's at the same zone. You guys following this of the same areas of support resistance, the same areas you're gonna get your retest, it's the same area that you're looking for. Looking at, I mean, my bad. Nice thing is, oh, my screen, I didn't reshare. Sorry about that. Whoops. Good. This is what I did when I was talking just now. I showed you all that, hey, price came up, it broke what is resistance and now became support. So it's retest. It's basically, this is like a pullback. This is like a retest. Came up, retested. Came up again, retested. It's like, I'm not too sure, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. You ever tried crossing a piece of wood that doesn't look like it could hold your weight and you press your foot on it to see if it breaks? and then you press your foot again to see if it breaks. And okay, if it doesn't break on your second one, then you have a little more confidence. Yeah, that's basically how support and resistance kind of works with their retest. Breaks above, presses down. Okay, it could hold my weight. Let me try again. It could hold my weight. Okay, let me go. Just find ways that you could remember these things. If I have a crazy way, I probably do have a crazy way of remembering them. But this was me just trying to find ways for me to remember it when I was learning, right? So this is your retest. This is your retest. Now, now that you understand what your retest is and you understand what support and resistance is, anybody have any questions on that so far? Let me look at the chat box. So basically, when I break support and resistance and retest, this is my entry point. Am I right or wrong? Karen, you're right. Mitra, I am following. You're basically checking to see your support becomes resistant, vice versa, a particular pair. Mitra, you looking for support and resistance, but what I'm showing you is Forex basics, right? What we're gonna do now is show you how to tie it into the scanner. Why? It's because you know, a lot of new people, they ask, you know, what do we trade? Yes, I could see support, I could see resistance, but what to trade is what I don't know. This is what this scanner is giving you. It is giving you high probability trade setups on all these currency pairs. So once this scanner gives you a setup, you are now going to apply what you learned, your support, your resistance, your trend lines. So far, the scanner gave us AUD USD and it gave us it for a sell. How do we know it's a sell? Well, our take profit points are below our entry. So it's asking us to enter here at this point and take profits here, here, or even here. So we're looking for it to come down. But we don't just press buy or sell based on what this scanner says. We're going to confirm it. And this is what I'm teaching you guys here, what you need to know to confirm it. So based on what we have learned so far, what would you guys say this box is? This scanner is yellow. Let me put it orange. This orange box is what? Based on what you all learned so far. And not the ones who know how to trade that are actually on the call. Some other people. Some of the new ones. Good. This is resistance. So now that we know this is resistance, do we have the pullback? Do we have the retest? Would you guys say that you're seeing a pullback or a retest? Let me open it out for you all. Let me know if you guys could say that yes, we have it, and no, we don't have it. Karen, good. Karen said yes, there's a retest. Yes, guys, there's a retest. This is it. We have it. Came down, retest, 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 retest. Now that we can see these things, right? Let me show you the next step. Remember when you started learning to trade through the IML Academy, they told you the trend is your friend. How many of you heard that the trend is your friend? Good. Check this out. I need to draw this back to give you all the illustration before. So I'm gonna draw it over pretty quickly. We have I probably wouldn't do as much. when you understand that you could draw some lines, keep it simple and make money, it's gonna be crazy. It gets crazy, I should say. All right, so support. We have support as red, right? So you know why this always stops. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Then we have these points as support, right? Me, my drawing wasn't spot on, but you guys gonna kind of tie it together for yourselves. Probably all when you get, up to your level and you're teaching your teams, you might be able to draw better than me. I hope that you'll be able to draw better than me. It'll be good that you'll be able to draw better than me. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Cool. Nice. So uptrend retest. Yeah, I'll leave that as right. And we have a downtrend retest. So now that we know that, right? We know how to check the pullbacks. We know which one is support and resistance. Show me, try. I'll do that just now. Now that, let me do this for Mitra. Now that we know that, hey, we have the retest. This is a Mitra. Down, up, down, up. Okay, down, up, all the way down, coming back up. Now that we know that, let's look at trend lines. Trend lines are basically, you see how you have support, resistance, going up or down. It's the same thing. Your trend line is what connects it all together. This is how you want to draw your trend line. This touches this, touches this, touches this, touches this. Likewise, an uptrend line, if you all, let me know what you're seeing here. What is this trend line acting as on the retest? It's acting as support, right? Every time it comes down, it literally stands on the line, goes up, it stands on the line, goes up, stands on the line, goes up, stands on the line, goes up. So this is your identification of the uptrend, right? It's standing on top of it. Now, likewise, if I am to do one down, you're going to see that, hey, it is on the resistance. It is like, it's above it, it's above it, it's above it, it's above it, right? Let me know if you guys follow this so far. So this is your identification of your trends. Let me show you how you identify it in the real world. I'm going to take off these drawings from this so that things doesn't look so crazy. You know what? Let me take off all those brushes as well. Guys can shoot him questions in the chat box while I do this. Let's want to get it clear. Cool. Now that we have this cleared up, let me show you what we're going to do with our trend lines. Remember, the trend is just like diagonal support or diagonal resistance, right? This is resistance, this is resistance, this is resistance. Why? It's basically above it. It's above it, it's above it, right? Now, for support, we connect, see where we connect the dots here? This looks good. This looks pretty, right? It's just, oh, some will say it's pretty. This is where it's just drawn out. But in the real world, let me show you how you're going to apply your trend line. You're going to come from, highest point that you can see that is, pertinent and valid. And you're just going to drop the first point anywhere. And you're going to connect the dots. So what you're going to see is that, hey, this is you connecting the dots. Now, in this example, every time price hit this trend line, it went up, right? Every time it hit this trend line, it went up. Every time it hit this trend line, it went up. Likewise, if it's downtrending, every time it hit this trend line, it went down. Every time it hit this trend line, it went down. Every time it hit this trend line, it went down, right? Check this out. That's how you draw your trend line. Price hit this point. Let me do it yellow, black. Price hit this point, it went down. Price hit this point, it went down. Price hit this point, it went down. What do you think is gonna happen when price touches this point here? What do you guys think is gonna happen? I'll put it light blue. Just for example. So this is how you identify every single thing. So if you all look at it, let's put our things together. The first thing we need to identify is first thing we need to identify is support and resistance, right? Do we have that? What you do? There's some more screen in this for you guys. All right, guys, do we have support and resistance? I'm gonna delete everything now. This is a brand new chart. This is how you get everything. This is how you're gonna get the scan looking for you, right? I mean, it's gonna look like this, the RSI, but I don't use it. And if I don't use it, I don't recommend you to use it either. It's not necessary. So you just double click anywhere, it's gonna pop up, it's gonna pop down. So first thing we wanna identify is support or resistance. All you wanna do is identify that in relation to what the scanner is telling you. So the scanner is telling us to do what here, guys? The scanner is telling us to sell. Anybody doesn't know that what is a buy or what is a sell on the scanner? Other than those who may have signed up probably 2 days ago, or just within this week, you may not know because you're brand new. But this is for those who kind of went through the basics and understand, just the basic aspect of Forex trading through the academy. This kind of telling us to sell. So if this is to sell, guess what? We want to identify, is price going to sell at this point? We don't know, but we could do our best to confirm it. How are we going to confirm it is by looking for these three things here. Once these three things line up with this, the harmonic scanner, then we want to sell or buy. So what we're going to do is this now. Let's look at our support resistance price reversal zone, right? Which is, we could see this area here. Do you guys agree that this particular gray box is a price reversal zone or a support and resistance zone? Let me know if you guys agree with that. We're gonna work this one through together. Yes or no? Throw it in the chat box. Let me know if you guys seeing it clearly on the small screen, like how I have it split, or if you all want to go back to the full screen. Yeah, I would have choose the full screen too, if I was you all. So this is what we're gonna look for. I'll just switch between it from time to time. So we have support and resistance. Let me know if you guys agree that this is our support and resistance zone. This gray box. Good. So support and resistance identified. We want to look to see, hey, if the scanner is calling for a sell, let's see if the market is trending down to confirm our sell. So we draw a trend line. What is the high point? These are the high point. You see the market start coming down from this point. So we want to see if it's trending with this particular direction that it's going in. Now we can see here, right, that when price got to this point, what did it do, guys? Went down, right? It reversed. Trading is just a little bit about logics and common sense. Logical things happen. So what are we looking for in this point? This is what we have, right? Now we have support resistance, we have a price reversal, we have our trend line, which you could consider price reversal in a diagonal point because price reach here, it reverse. Price reach here, it reverse. Price reach back up, it reverse. Price reach back up, reverse. Price reaching back up to it, we looking for it to reverse because the scanner is calling for a sell. Every time price got to this point, it reversed as well. So we looking for it to sell, right? Let me know if you guys got that. Let me show you the pullback. Let me show you the retest. Let me show you whatever you want to call it. Price came down. Let me use black. Price came down, up. That is example one, right? Price came down, up. Example two. Price came down, up. Example three. So I'm just going to delete all those things so you could see clearly without all those lines. I like it clean as possible. So this is what you need to know. You're building reasons why you believe that it's going to sell. So you don't just sell. Why is it going to sell? Well, it's at a price reversal zone. Well, it's at a previous resistance zone. Well, it's lining up with a downtrending trend line. Well, I have the retest of resistance. Well, the scanner called for a sell and everything is lining up at the entry of the scanner. Guess what, guys? You take this trade. Now, let me show you what happens if the market opens and you see this. What would you do here? Would you still sell at this point? Would you sell at this point if that happens? Fantastic. So, Karen, Mitra, I like your responses. Very much so. Why? Is because I see I could help you here now. So Karen and Mitra, you do not want to sell at this point. It broke out of this trend. The trend was, hey, it's touching and dropping, touching and dropping, touching and dropping, touching and dropping. Every time it reached here, it dropped. Reach here, it dropped. If it gets to this point and it goes up and does this, this is where you want to potentially look for a buy. It's no longer a sell. And this is a simple thing that saves people from getting in bad trades or staying too long in a bad trade. I can show you guys how to get out of bad trades too, but that's not for this call. That's for our next one. When I see enough of you, I know actually placing trades. I know when it comes to our group, we don't really have people getting into bad trades because they wait on the proper confirmations. But it happens from time to time. If you're in a trade that's going against you, you need to know where to come out. We could do that in our next class, based on demand, right? Cool. So Karen and Mitra, that happens, it's a no-go for a sell. No-go for a sell. You want it to stay two ways. You want it to stay below this trend line. That's the best case scenario, best case, right? And even though, guys, I will say this: if it breaks a little bit above and just touches this point, you could still have it for a sell. So if it breaks the trend line, it might break the trend line with a wick. But once it closed below, like how this candle closed, went all the way up here, but it closed down here. Yeah, that is what you want to look for. Close below of the trend line. So guys, this is, a potential trade setup for Monday, well, Sunday when the market opens, Monday. It's been a while since I've done one without having to do a counter trend line or, this C to D trend line. We like to call it here the BT trend line. It's been a while since we have found a nice trade setup that didn't need to do it. But this is a good trade setup I like. So if your analysis is saying one thing, but the scanner is saying the other, do you stay away altogether? My scanner matches what my analysis matches what the scanner is doing. Typically, you will never really have a situation where your analysis isn't matching up with what the scanner is giving you. So this is one example, right? I'm just gonna screenshot this. Anybody have any questions on this? That's AUD USD. It's 11:42, so we have like 12 minutes. No, 18 minutes. Whoa, that two got to me. 18 minutes again. We don't really want to go overboard, but let's look at some other trades. We have CAD JPY for a buy. Ew, this kind of went up, came back down. Sometimes if the trade isn't looking that good, you want to leave it alone. But why not? So Mitra, taking your example where the retest went outside resistance or support, would you wait for another retest before entering the trade? I would be looking at it for a sell. So you mean when it broke out and retest at that point in time? Typically, it may not be on the scanner anymore. So at that point in time, you want to, on that retest, is where you want to exit the trade if you were in for a buy. I mean, in for a sell, sorry. And again, you just confirm what the scanner is giving you. That's what makes it so simple. If you all look at it from the trades that we do Monday night, Wednesday night, typically you do your analysis, you don't have anything to worry about after that. You just let the market do what it have to do. It's not that if it does this and if it does that, it doesn't get the ifs. That is why honestly I prefer, and that's why I like 99% of the time use the scanner, because of that if factor. If it does this and if it does that, it's very easy for a new person to just follow these steps and have success with the scanner. So it's not like, hey, let's draw this line, and if it does this, you sell. But if it does this, you buy. And then you're a person, it's in the middle here, and you're trying to figure out, what do I do? As a new person, guess what? This confuses the hell out of you. It's in the middle here, and you don't know what to do. Has that happened to anybody before? You get a trade set up from wherever and whoever, and you say if it does this, you sell. If it does that, you buy. But then this happens, this green line happens, and you kind of don't know what to do. Let me know if that ever happened to anybody, or does it happen to you? So Wendell and Barry, uh, Berlan or Berrylan, or don't get vexed with me if I pronounce it wrong, right? What about the rest of you guys? Does this happen to you? Okay, at that point you don't do anything but wait. Yeah, that's kind of why. Well, it's not kind of. It is why. It is why we like to stay with this kind of, like literally stay with this kind of. So you don't have those ifs, those buts, those what if this happens and what if that happens. And it's like, yo, this happens, you do X, Y, and Z. So let me show you guys this. If you all look at it, when we send a trade setup, it gets to this line, and on this side, you buy. It got to this side, it bought, right? It does this, you buy. It does that, you buy. It does this, you sell. It's not no if it does this, you do that, and if it doesn't, well, you do the other thing. You focus on one thing. Guess what? It does this, you buy. Does this, you sell. That's how we got good. So is doing this. If you are not doing this on your own, you'll never really get trading. That's why we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, 7 trades for the week and have 32%, lose 2. Guess what? This is like not a normal thing for us to lose too, but guess what? It is part of it, right? Let me go again. It gets to this point, you wanna buy. Gets to this point, you wanna sell. Gets to this point, you wanna buy. Buy. Sell. Set to buy from here, guess what? It bought, right? So the fancy drawing we did at night. That's why you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades for the week. Lose 1 and still get 28%. Keep your trading simple, and you get this type of results. We missed this entry, right? And I say, guys, I still like what this thing is doing. You want to enter here. This is the next type of trade setups that you guys gonna be learning. But first, you need to master your support and resistance, because if you look at this is support here, right? I mean, this is resistance here. This is resistance here. This is resistance here, right? We draw a trend line. We have support, support. It broke the trend line. It retested. Guess what? It's not resistance. So you sell. If I'm to average this is 146,992. I'm just going to call this 147, right? 147 to 145. That is 260 pips. And all you needed to know was scanner call a sell. This is resistance. How many of you saw this as your resistance? Let me try it out. Resistance. Resistance. Check this out. Retest. Drop. Support. 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 You don't want to learn it as support, price reversing on the trend line. You don't want to learn it as resistance, price reversal zone above. Anything you want to do, and you have this type of results. I could show you, scan after scan, trade after trade, but this is all you all have to learn. This is all you really need to learn. Support, resistance, trend lines, retest. And guess what? All these things happen at price reversal zones, at support or resistance, anything you want to call it. Just find somewhere for you to remember it. And everything happens right there. Everything. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it. So guys, this is really what I wanted to share with you all today. Let me know if you all have any questions based on what we have done so far. We have EUD USD lineup for Sunday. Let me see. Let me see if we could find anything else while I'm waiting for you guys' questions. Also, let me know if you all are seeing my scan screen back up. I have GBP JPY. Check this out, guys. From an eye shot of GBP JPY, it looks like a good potential sell, right? At JPY, yeah, man, we can look at it after. How does this zone look? What would you guys say this zone looks like? Let's smallen it. Look like a good reversal zone, right? The new people, you focus on support, resistance, trend lines. And then we start building on it. Because really and truly, this is kind of what you need to do. This trend line lines up here, it lines up there, but it doesn't really quite meet there. I would have liked it. Really and truly, I would have liked for this to do something like this. Out of like touch, but that's not happening. And I ain't happening there. Next one I'm seeing here is this. So that's our next potential entry point, right? This thing made a sharp move up. I don't think that is probably ready to drop us here. I like to see things lined up on a trend base, and this is not too much on a trend base. Let's wait and see how Monday plays out. I can tell you one thing though. I'm pretty sure it's going to meet this trend line before it goes back up. Going out on a limb, I'm going to say that, hey, ideally, now check this out. I draw my trend line like this, right? I'm just connecting the dots, right? This point, touch, 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 going up. If I get this anywhere on the right hand side, so this is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. Any side, anytime I see a break and retest, if I get it over, if I get it over here, I'll sell. If price does this, and I get it here, that's a sell. So ideally, guys, that's your entry. That's your entry for yourself. Pretty simple. Honestly, I don't know how much they pay to be an IML TV educator, man, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm pretty cool where I am. Can help you guys. That's the most important. That's all you want to look for. It does any of these two things, that's where you sell. Doesn't do this, it doesn't get to these points, you do not sell. That is why you could take your profitability up and your losing ratio down. Have the patience to wait. Don't just get in for getting in sake. Honestly, I've learned to trade like this because I hate to lose. Like really and truly, I hate to lose. I don't like to lose. Like, I'll be like, oh well, if we lose a trade, but I do not like to lose a trade. So I found a way to trade that I don't have to go through the losses. So I don't like to lose. Trades, that is. I mean, I know, but that's the point, right? Most people, they're afraid of failure. I read something this morning, and my girlfriend sent me something when it comes to, failure by one of, I'm not too sure if you guys look at Shark Tank, but one of those guys, right? Now, I'm not going to get too deep into it. But he said people don't like the word failure, but that's the only way you grow. That's the only way you learn. You need to learn from your failures. So guess what? Yeah, we lost trades before, and I just found out with Warren, why was I losing trades? And I was losing trades because I wasn't waiting for these blue points. I just believe that, hey, we could have get in, it line up with the resistance. That's not just because it lines up with the resistance you get in for a sell. Use this scanner like this and get it. Wait for that. That's when you sell. So, yeah, let me take a picture of this. Get it proper. Nice. So, catch JPY and wrap today's up because we have 1 minute. Catch JPY. Where did you see catch JPY, buddy? Which broker, which time frame? Okay, I see CAD-JPY here. What the? Oh, this is what we had before. Okay, cool. CAD-JPY. CAD-JPY. Let me show you guys how I do this thing in the real world in my time. CAD-JPY. Like this one. Hey guys, I just draw it to see what I'm seeing, and if I'm not seeing anything relevant, I will delete it. Doesn't matter. Don't need to be there if I'm not seeing anything of relevance. I get this wide. Why doesn't it go wide? Yo. Let me see if I could get something to line up here that looks pretty good for me. Right now, I am really not truly getting as much as I would like, but I could live with this. So Karen took this point and I brought it up, and if you look, it's respecting this zone. It's respecting this zone, CAD-JPY. The only thing I might add to this is just this. If you're looking for it to buy, look for when the market opens for it to be on the other side of this line. Just let me see something here. And see if I can. What you're in it for a buy? Yeah, you're good. Retest buy, possibly a retest of this zone. Look out for this area. Make sure it's there, it's up. If it goes below, well, then look for it to follow this trend down. All right, cool, man. Yeah, well, once it stays above this trend line here, yeah, you're good. You're good. Use this trend line as your take profit. Draw this up on your phone or whatever you have. Zoom it out. Let me show you guys how to draw things on your phone. I don't want to get into this right now, but pretty simple. If you're looking at it on your phone, make sure you're on a 1 hour time frame. Look at this point. What is this high point? Well, if you're using your scanner, just look on the right hand corner here. You're going to see the price points. If you look, this price is around, 84.345. So you on your phone and you're looking at this high point on your phone at 8435 or 40, anywhere around here, whatever it might be on your phone, and draw this trend line down on your phone. So you can monitor it, and whenever it gets to this point, this is where you want to secure most of your profits. If you're trailing, well then guess what? You trail like this. It breaks and retests, so guess what? You continue trailing as it goes. That's how you could stay in. That's how you could get a good entry like this and make, all the way back up here or however high it's going to go. You know, all the way up to trade for, that is 160 pips. You could potentially get 160 pips on this entry if you trade your stops. So guys, it's 5 past 12. For the new people on the call, the majority of the call was for you. For those that, you know, a little bit more experience and know what we do, guess what? This should sharpen up a little more for you. This sharpen up some things for you guys. I'm looking forward to you all having a, you know, a fantastic month. We're in a new month. It's May. You all definitely want to kill it in May. You want to kill it every single month. Guys, let's be for real. You don't get 100% of your money, don't feel no how. Okay, you don't get 5% for the whole month in the bank or even the year. So, and most people don't have mega investment portfolios. This is your investment portfolio right now. If you can make 1% a day, that's a lot of money. When you grow your account, 2% a day, that's a lot of money. If you make 5% a week, that's a lot of money. Any growth is still growth. Don't run somebody else's race. I'm going to leave you all with a little bit of mindset. Don't run somebody else's race. I could do this now because it's 2.5 years after. I could do this now because I've failed many times trading. And failing meaning what? Lost some trades? Oh well, I learned from my losses. The thing about it is if you lose and you continue to lose because you continue to do the same thing, then you are not learning. Sharpen on your skills. Plenty of people want to make the money before they learn the skill. It does not work that way. On a side note, you know, somebody asked me, hey, so what do you do? I say, well, I trade Forex and I help people, you know, learn to trade Forex as well. She said, oh, you're in that thing. So you're real rich by now then. I didn't respond. And then they were like, so what's the minimum investment? I don't mind putting my money somewhere that I can make some quick money, some fast cash. I'm like, nope, it doesn't work that way. Save your money. It doesn't work that way. If you're willing to learn, I can teach you. You see, the thing about it is mindset. Most people get involved. If it doesn't work in a month, they're done. If that is you, guess what? Unfortunately, you could probably give up right now. Why? It's because if you could learn to draw some lines, and just between here and this point, this green line, which I'm pretty sure if this respects here, is going here, this is 3% of your account, minimum. 3% of your account for drawing some lines. You learn to trade better. This could be 6, this could be 9, this could be a 50%. But you need to know what to do. So the mindset is, don't try to make the money before you learn the skill. Learn the skill and the money is going to come and it's going to come and it's going to come and it's going to come. This week, the team, we did what? I can't remember. I think it was 20-something%. So you can help me out with that. I know we posted it somewhere. 27, 27, 28, whatever the percentage is, right? We got 27% this week. And that's on you being able on 2 calls for just 1 hour. And guess what? Wednesday, we didn't do anything. That was just on Monday, from Monday call. We didn't do anything on Wednesday. So 1 hour, 1 day for the week, invested for you to find some trade setups and making 27% for that week. That's just if you took one position. If you twin traded it, guess what? You would have earned way more. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't have any questions that you all want cleared up on today's session, I want to say to you all this. Don't run this race measuring yourself to other people, because you do not know what their process was like. You do not know what they have went through. You don't know what's their personal challenge and what is their personal why. Because I can tell you this, there were people who learned to trade better than me that got started way after me. There were people who got started with me at the same time and they don't trade as good as me. There were people who got started at the same time with me and they don't even trade at all today. There were people who got started with me, trade way better than me. There are people who got started way after me and still trading better than me today. You don't run your race by measuring yourself to somebody else. Just understand that, hey, when you get this thing for Forex trading, everything is gonna come together. You just need to take your time and learn the right stuff. This is why we guide you all, focus you all, and put you all in a place where you're not bouncing around. Oh, this thing is good, that thing is good, the other thing is good, the other thing is good. Everything in Forex trading is good if you are consistently doing it. Why I choose this method is because it's the basics of Forex. It's support, it's resistance. Every single thing that you can learn, as I said it earlier on, is support and resistance. You'll make no money using indicators if you don't know support or resistance. You'll make no money using any strategy if you don't know the basics. No strategy in the world is gonna work good for you consistently if you don't know this. And guess what? Do not get me wrong when I say this, but the results are there to show. I'm not gonna share something with you that is not working. The results are there. Just all you need to do is do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic Saturday morning. Like, really good. Let me see if you guys got some value from this call. Drop anything you want to drop, a 1, a 5, a emoji, anything you want to drop into the chat box if you guys got something this morning. Okay, guys, wish you all a fantastic week. Like, really and truly, just go out there, apply, 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 apply. Feel free, take your screenshots, press this button here and get a screenshot. Click save image. And guess what? My resolution on my screen is a bit different, so mine looks like this, but most people, they're gonna get it. Just click copy and you could come straight to Telegram and paste it in and send it to us there and say, hey, what do you think? And we could respond. Looks good, doesn't look good, needs some work, you need to do this, you need to do that. And that's how you get better. So let's do that this week. We have a lot of support and a lot of people to help you guys. If you want it, you know where to find it. 10 Chairman 10s. That's where your support is. With that being said, guys, have a great week. I do look forward to all the successes. When you guys start making some money, you know, you could buy a boy a cup of coffee or something. No big deal. Some juice, something. Guys, look forward to you guys on Monday night, 10 p.m. Man, Stevie drinking any coffee? drinking Organo, we drinking Cafe Brazil, we drinking Starbucks, we drinking Rituals, and we drinking any coffee. Right now, I have a cool cup of coffee because I made it at the start of this call. And, you know, when you're talking, you don't get time to drink. So, a cool cup of coffee right now. So, guys, take care. Goodbye.